Hello YouTube, it is Prodigious, and I am here with you finally, sorry it's a little late, with what's going to be the opening of not one, not two, but 3 booster boxes of BT16 Beginning Observer. I wanted to do this sooner, but I was out of town for a trip, and when I came back home, I got my package in the mail, but I was just sick with some sort of food poisoning or something, so it's taken me a couple of days to get over it. But now I got some energy back, and we're good. And I'm actually going to be smart and grab me something to help open these things. Because for some reason, I cannot seem to break the plastic. But anyway, yes, this is going to be a great set. But I will say I'm actually looking more forward to the extra set we have coming out at the end of June. And that is EX6. So that's going to be quite the game changer on that one. Alright, so here's our first box. Let's see, I got like a little Beginning Observer box promotion pack. Let's go ahead and pop that one open really quick and see what's in it. And here we have, ooh, it's a rather nice looking Upamon. Opponent's turn, while this Digimon has 2 or more colors, it gains blocker. Pretty cool. All right, set that off to the side. All right, let's go ahead and let this begin. So for the first box, we're going to basically go ahead and go through the cards bit by bit, as we will, just look over all the cards, see what comes in this set. But pretty much by the time we get done going through the first box, we're going to speed up the process and just start going straight to the back of the pack and see what rare we got, or rares I should say. So, alright. So first off, we have Harpymon. It is an armor form. It can digivolve from Hawkmon for 2. Otherwise, can digivolve from a level 3 red or yellow. It has the armor purge mechanic, which is always good. Your turn, when this Digimon checks your opponent's security stack, if you have 3 or more security cards, gain 1 memory. If you have 2 or fewer security, recover 1. So that's not bad. It's an armor form that will rather gain you memory or give you more checks. So that is not bad at all. Now here is a nice one for something that I am looking forward to out of this set, the new Pulsemon Purple Yellow evolution. This seems to be his signature move. While you have a Digimon or Tamer with Pulsemon in its text, you may ignore this card's color requirements, and this card would be used by trashing cards from the top of your deck. Reduce the cost by 2. Excuse me, kind of mumbling to myself. I'm just reading all this text. Brand new cards and all, so I guess if you really want to read them more carefully, you can just pause the video. But very interesting. Definitely going to be different from Kazuchimon, which I definitely liked my Kazuchi. Here's a Quillamon. Togimogumon. Looks like a porcupine or armadillo. Interesting. Patamon, looking cute as ever. And Kilamon, and oops, quick reveal, we have Lopmon X Antibody. That'll be nice as well. And then we got a signature card there for Digimon. We got Slash Angemon, which I believe, in my opinion, this should be the mega form that we get after Armadillo, not Armadillo, but Ankylamon and Angemon DNA into Shukuamon. This is what we should get as our mega, in my opinion. I mean, you go from a armored looking dinosaur and an angel fusing together to make a giant metal angel, so your next step should be something a little more refined that is still an angel but also still metal-ish. Just my opinion. New Stingmon. And our first rare out of the first pack, we got a new Impildramon Dragon Mode. Quite the looker. And then our other card is Climbmon. So very interesting. Yeah, trust me, I'm going to speed up a little bit more. I'm just in awe of these cards at the moment. It's been a while since I actually opened up something like this. In fact, to be honest, I kind of skipped out on BT13 Royal Knights and EX5. Only bought the singles of what I wanted. Inquilla, Thunderflame Crusher, Gurimon X, Kokokopaturimon, Gisamon X Antibody, which might be making its way into our Leviamon deck. Possibly. Sheepmon, Divemon, I know Solu Guramon, so that's going to be interesting. Our new Vmon, Garurumon X Antibody, and our rare is going to be Impildramon Fighter Mode Ace. And then the rare behind that, we have Ukumon. So yeah, Ukumon's definitely going to be a big thing about this set because it just speeds up your digging. If you have a deck that is lacking in terms of rookies, but needs a little something extra to speed through the deck and get your pieces, Ukumon's going to be the one to go with. Alright, so far no big hits. I think those are both just regular R's at the moment. I got Sethmon, a new Commandermon, which is always good. And it still has that D-Brigade and Digipolice trait, so that makes it very good. A new Agumon that goes towards Marcus Damon's type of builds, but also this one seems to be in line with the Light Fang and Nightclaw of Grace Nova. Mechanorimon, which is a blocker and armor purge Digimon now, so that's gonna be good. XVmon, Zanmetsuomon, which apparently is a new Digivolution form for Gamamon from Digimon Ghost Games, of all things. Shine of B, Minomon Egg, Cupimon Egg, 2 eggs in the same pack. Interesting. Yakomon X Antibody. And our first rare out of this pack is going to be Goldramon X Antibody. You know what? I didn't even really pay too much attention to what comes in this set other than a couple of new X Antibodies and a bunch of armor forms. And DNA Digimon. But I did not know he gets an X Antibody form, so that's interesting. And we also have the new Arukinimon and Mummymon Tamer card. Hopefully we might pull some copies of Myotismon from this very same set so we can build a deck around him. Because as you may have noticed, I did upload a version of my own take on Myotismon. And I'm still not sure with this new stuff in this set if I'm going to be just upgrading it or building a separate deck. Shina B, Gisomon, Arukenimon, Lynxmon. So another armor form that is red and yellow. Interesting. Mad Leo, Haguramon X, Divemon, Pheromon. He looks cool. And there's our Upamon egg that we pulled. Achillesmon. And, ooh, wouldn't you happen to know it? We got a Cherubimon X antibody. That's going to be really nice. And then we also have a Louie, which I believe Louie is going to be just as good as the other ones. If you have 2 or less memories, set to 3 main ones per turn by deleting one of your Ukamon and trashing one of your Digimon in your breeding area. You may play one big Ukamon from your hand to an empty space in your breeding area for a play cost of 3. Okay, so this version of Louie actually is nothing like the previous ones for the promo. So he does his own thing based around the big Ukamon stuff, which I don't know about that yet, but hey, if we pull it, we'll find out. All right, so we got a new Dobermon, a Shootmon, which is an evolutionary line for Pulsemon. There's Darugamon, which I will still look into building this, especially since we got the not this set, but the next set is when his full evolutionary line comes out to go into the Death X that actually has a Mind Linker Tamer type of thing. So yeah, but I'm not sure about the collision mechanic. I still think it is possible to make that deck work using cards that already exist, just like in my other video. Dorudin, interesting name for a card. Mad Leo. Armadillomon, he looks a little cute. Runnermon. Helugaramon. Dorimon. And there's a new Gatomon. And, oh, speak of the devil, here he is himself. Doragoramon. Collision. During this Digimon's attack, all your opponent's Digimon gain blocker, and the opponent blocks if able. So like in a video that I did recently, or a while back anyway, I was saying that Blastimon plays very similar, if not the same, as what this guy does right now. But, oh, it looks like we got the Hacker Judge. So this is going to be the Mind Link Tamer for our Pulsemon line. So, not bad, but so far all those are still just the rares, no SRs yet. And again, I promise after this first box we will speed things up and get right to the rares. I just like to kind of take a moment to kind of go slowly and just show off each card. That way if you want to read it more closely, you can pause it and you can take a look at the art. Dragon's Breath. There's Hawkmon. Galgamon. Sheepmon. Sealsdramon. Ah, Beastly Storm Dance of Affection. You may play one Aquilamon and Orgatomon from your hand without paying the cost, and 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand. The Digimon this effect DNA Digivolved gains security attack +1 for the turn and may attack a player. Interesting. Dorogreymon. Magna Angemon, gotta love my boy. And, oh, there's another Cherubimon X antibody. And then here we go. Here's our first SR. We have Chaosmon. An actual DNA Digivolving Chaosmon. So let's take a quick look and see what he does here. He DNAs from a level 6 yellow and a level 6 black for 0. He has barrier, blocker, and partition. The first two we should know. Partition is the new game mechanic that this very set gives us. It mainly pertains to DNA in Digimon, which means when you DNA fuse two different color Digimons to make the appropriate one, they have a text of partition anywhere on them or in the inheritables. It basically says that if this Digimon, which each of the specified Digivolution cards would leave the battle area other than by your effects or by battle, you may play one card of the specified cards without paying the costs. So like, for example, it's saying this is a level 6 yellow and a level 6 black. If you DNA'd into him, if your opponent makes this leave the field through some sort of effect, like say, I don't know if DNA, Digivolving, and Partition would work under Digivolve. And I want to say that DP minusing doesn't actually work because you're not really killing them off through an effect like that. It's just through them losing DP, but I think it would still qualify. And I'm more concerned about Digivolve than anything else. Let me know in the comments if you have this information, because again, it's been a while since I've actually did some Digimon gameplay, which I'm hoping to do in the near future on my video channel now that we have the awesome, great new online simulator, thanks to Hong Zero and his team. So, quick shout out to them. Anyway, this has when Digivolving, Digivolve 3, one of your opponent's Digimon, then one other Digimon gets minus 8,000 DP for the turn. End of opponent's turn, trash the top card of both players' security stacks. He has a built-in rule trait saying that he has Boss and D Brigade. Interesting. So that was our first SR out of this box, and so far I'm not disappointed. It's pretty good. Alright, here's Arukenimon again. There's Taintgermon, Hawkmon. Here we go. This is a new one we haven't seen yet. Blade Kawagamon. Interesting. Manta Raymon. Lotmon X. Lynxmon. Poromon, which is the egg for Hawkmon. Namakimon. Now, since I have this picture up on the screen right now, and because I just recently watched it, look at this image, and you can't tell me this does not make you remember or think of the demon brother from Demon Slayer. I believe it's season 3, the Red Light District. The one that's always trying to protect his sister. I mean, look at that face. Look at that hair. Tell me I'm not the only one who sees that. Anyway. Metal Life Kawagamon. We got another Louie. And another Goldramon X Antibody. Alright. Moving along in this box. Now, if I had to be hopeful in terms of a particular secret rare to pull out of these boxes, yes, I would not mind it if I pulled, you know, enough of each of both Magnamon X and Rapidmon X. But I think I'm going to lean more towards hoping that I pull Rapidmon X. There's my boy Angemon, packing that blocker. Cerberusmon. Sologramon. Beamon. And speaking of which, here we have Sparkle of Fate. This is supposed to be the Digi-Egg for Rapidmon. So he has the Digi-Egg of Fate. While you have a green Digimon, you may ignore this card's color requirements. Main, one of your Digimon with Gargamon or Rapidmon in its name may Digivolve into a card with Rapidmon in its name in your hand ignoring its Digivolution requirements and without paying the cost. Until the end of your opponent's turn, their effects can't reduce the DP of the Digimon this effect digivolved. Security effect, you may play a level 3 Digimon card with Terriermon in its name from your hand or trash without paying the cost, and add this card to your hand. And then, ooh, speaking of which, again, wow, here we go. So we're not even halfway through the box, and we have pulled the Alt Art Secret Rare of Rapidmon X. I am very happy with that. Wow. Here I was just now talking about it, and we actually pulled it. Wow. So very nice indeed. And it was packed with the Digi-Egg option card like that. Wow, that is truly a sparkle of fate. Wow. Okay. Just wow. Okay, so we definitely got a secret rare and an alt art in the same go on that box. So now it just comes down to if we have one more secret rare coming our way or another alt art. There's Mummymon, Pulsemon, Galmon, Angemon, Publimon, Sealdramon, Dragon's Breath, Terriermon X. Now this, I think, is going to definitely be a game changer because that little inheritable line of giving you piercing. Never underestimate the ability of piercing. Demi-Vmon Egg. Advent of the Ancient Steel Angel. We got Climbmon. And then we got, ooh, here we go. We have an SR here in the form of Dorumon. So, yep. Right, there's another SR. Oof. Okay, let's see here. Runnermon. Blade Quagru. Commandra. Manta Ray. Armadillo. Shootmon. Dorugamon. Again, I swear to God, this reminds me of the dude from Demon Slayer. Cerberusmon. Hello, Gormon. Aww, this rare is a Salamon. And then we have Kosaki. Cascada. If I'm mispronouncing that, I am sorry. I'm going to butcher these Japanese names. But anyway, that's cool. All right. All right. Oh, and here we are. We have our first double tamer, or the new double tamers anyway. Start your main phase. You may play one Armadillomon or Patamon from your hand without paying the cost. At the next end of your opponent's turn, return it to your hand. Your turn, we want your Digimon Digivolves into a black or yellow Digimon. By suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. You have DNA Digivolving, Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Interesting. And then, oh boy, okay, now this. The title of this card, in case you cannot read it because its print is so small, and yes, they actually did go with the full-length name on this thing. Metropolitan Police Department, Community Safety Bureau, Cyber Crime Division, Investigation Unit 11, Digimon Crime Response Team. Just so you know, people are going to try to call you out for not actually saying the full name of this card in a tournament. Do not let that trip you up. You do not have to actually say the name of the full card. As long as you show it and you read off what it does and allow them to read it if they need to, because they might need to read that long ass title themselves. I think you'll be fine. You're not going to get in any trouble. But yep, wow. Still kind of hard to believe they gave that card its full long ass name when they translated it. But good for them for making all that text fit on the card. Oh, here's one we haven't seen yet. Pistamon. And we got another Uko and Kusaka. Alright. Blade Quagru, Sheepmon, Sethmon, Runnermon, Divemon, Gessamon X, Hawkmon, Stingmon, Ferromon, Upamon, and we have Grand Kuwagamon Ace, who is now a green and purple card. Hand Counterblast, Digivolution. We've been there, done that, gone over that. On play, when Digivolving, suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Cards this effect suspends can't unsuspend during your opponent's next unsuspend phase. Then delete one of their suspended Tamers. Ooh. So it can target Tamers. Interesting. Your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon becomes suspended, one of your Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn. Very interesting. That might be worth a build on its own. And speaking of bugs, we got Tyrant Kabuterimon. An SR. Let's see. Can Digivolve from a level 6 with Insectoid trait and a play cost of 13 or less for a cost of 2. So I don't know how many actual bug type Digimon that would actually qualify for. But anyway, when Digivolving, you may play 1 Digimon card with the Insectoid or Larva trait from your hand, with the play cost reduced by 8. All turns where this Digimon is suspended, it isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon. End of your opponent's turn, or end of your turn, pardon. Once per turn, by suspending one of your other Digimon, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as the Digimon this effect suspended to the bottom of the deck. Very interesting. Sounds like he wants to swarm the field and have a bunch of bug buddies. Interesting. And there's another Ukomon. And then, oh, here's another SR. We have Vikemon Ace. I believe in this particular set, not in the series it's based off of per se, but in this set at least, they're trying to say that this is the mega form of Shakuamon between Armadillo and Angemon and all that, which could be possible. But again, I think it's more along the lines of slash Angemon. Let's see, so Digivolves from Shakua or Zudomon for cost of 3. Hand Counterblast Digivolution. On play, when Digivolve, de-Digivolve 2 of one of your opponent's Digimon, then none of their Digimon with 1 or fewer Digivolution cards can suspend until the end of their turn. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with one or fewer Digivolution cards. Interesting. Yeah, except for maybe a couple of cards, I have to say I'm not really feeling it per se in terms of this set. I think it's got mainly a bunch of new like toolbox cards to help power up some previous decks and give some previous decks a new spin. But I feel like there's just nothing really here that jumps out at me. I think pretty much all my excitement is solely focused on EX6. There's Louis. And then, oh, here we go. We got an SR. So apparently we had to go through all the regular rares first, and then towards the bottom-ish of the box, we're starting to hit a bunch of SRs. So here's the new Paildramon. He DNAs from a level 4 green and blue for 0. He has Partition built in. He also has Partition as an inheritable, so when you go up, you get to keep that effect. When Digivolving, suspend all of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon. Then, if DNA Digivolving, none of their Digimon can unsuspend until the end of their turn. Well, if you're actually DNAing 2 full, like, decently built from a rookie stacks of a level 4 and a level 4, you should have more Digivolution sources than your opponent, unless your opponent's gotten the upper hand on really leveling up. Which, you know, he is blue, so you do have access to cards to strip their sources. When attacking once per turn, suspend one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. If this effect didn't suspend, unsuspend this Digimon. So, when you attack, you get to suspend something, and if you didn't, you get to unsuspend this one again. So, interesting. I like the fact that he has a built-in partition as an inheritable, especially since we all know Paildramon goes up into Paildramon. Ooh, here's another new Double Tamer. Yoli and Kari. Start your main phase, you may play one Hawkmon or Salamon from your hand without paying the cost. At the next end of your opponent's turn, return it to your hand. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a red or yellow Digimon, by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. If DNA digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP. And then, oh, here we go. So they're trying to say that this is the mega form for Sylphimon in this particular set. Valkyriemon, hand counterblast, on play when digivolve. All of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5000 DP for the turn. All turns, once per turn, when a card is removed from a security stack, delete one of your opponent's 8000 or DP or lower Digimon. If this effect didn't delete, this Digimon gains security attack +1. So basically, when a card is removed from a security stack, you or your opponents, you either delete something with 8000 DP or less, or this thing gets to hit harder. I have to admit, that's not bad. It's right up there with the new Ophanimon coming out in EX6. So I will give it props for that effect. There's another Tribumon X and another Cody and TK. And here we have a Dark Dramon as the first rare. When this card would be played, if there is a Digimon with the Boss trait, reduce the play cost by 6. Let's see. Effectively making it a 7 cost? By returning 6 cards with the D Brigade trait from your trash to the top of your deck, reduce the play cost by 6. So actually, if you combine this with the Bancho, which is the boss, as it's mentioned, and then you have other D Brigade stuff in your trash, you can effectively reduce the cost by 6 and then reduce it by 6 more, making it only a 1 cost. Not bad. I can see how you can probably go into Chaosmon very quickly. On play, when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a high or lower play cost as one Digimon card among them. Trash the revealed cards. End of your turn, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into Chaosmon in your hand. So he's definitely setting himself up. And then we have the Hacker Judge for the Pulsemon Mind Linker. Alrighty. Pulsemon, Agu, Seal, Mummy. Kosaka. And, oh, here we go. Here's the big Ugumon, who actually is also an SR. Interesting. Okay, so what does this guy do? He has on deletion, return all tamers to their owner's hands. Then you may play 1 tamer card from your hand and 1 Ugumon from your trash without paying the costs. End of your turn, once per turn, by returning 1 Digi-Egg card from your trash to the bottom of the Digi-Egg deck. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. Then you may play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from your hand to an empty space in your breeding area without paying the cost. So Louis lets you go ahead and put this into your breeding area. And then this guy, besides his on deletion of basically bouncing all tamers and then letting you play your own Louis and then your own Uko, he has an ongoing effect where he allows you to basically recycle your eggs, delete a low-level Digimon of your opponent's, and then play a level 4 or lower Digimon card from your hand to your breeding area. So I guess it's interesting. I don't know what that would actually go into, though. It's definitely kind of fickled. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about the big Ukomon. I'm not really certain how you would go about using that, but I'm sure if I have enough time, and especially if I can get myself to feeling better, 100% we'll get there and figure out a way to make it work. Might be something that shows up in a Jane Crack Junkyard video. Here we go. We got a Phoenixmon X antibody. So this is the X antibody form of Phoenixmon, who is basically Bergermon's megaform. When Digivolving, you have Blitz. In your turn, while Phoenixmon or X antibodies in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, attach End of Attack to all of this Digimon's on deletion effects. On deletion, you may play 1 11k DP or lower red Digimon card with avian, bird, beast, animal, or sovereign, other than sea animal, in one of its traits from your hand without paying the cost. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as the Digimon this effect played. So that's interesting, because yes, the Bergermon, Garudamon line, they all have, mainly, like the recent ones anyway, focus around the Phoenix and have mainly on deletion effects. And I think it even focuses on trying to trigger your on deletion effects multiple times while still not being deleted just yet. This continues that trend by making those on deletion effects become actually end of attack effects. So, very nice. And then we have a Yoli and Kari. Yeah, I haven't actually built a Bergermon deck yet, but I think now that we have Phoenixmon X Antibody, that will have to change. There's Spark of Fate again, but it just has the police option card. I'm not saying that full name. Alright, on this first box, we're down to our last 3 packs. Alright, let's see. And so far, I don't think we've seen another alt art, so we're rather going to get another secret rare or an alt art somewhere in these 3 packs. Let's see, we got a Davis and Ken in the Spark of Fate. Oop. Ooh, that's a new one. Let's see, it's a rare. Demon Wolf of the Castle of Nine Wolves. Well, I guess if the Black Mine Linker got a long named option card, this is going to be the next longest name option card. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with the SOC trait among them to your hand. Return the rest to the bottom of your deck. This card is added to hand. Trash 1 card in the hand. Then place this card in your battle area. Main delay. You may play 1 card with the SOC trait from your trash without the play cost reduced by 2. Interesting. And ooh, here's our other secret rare, and wow. So like I've already kind of wished and said earlier, I kind of lean more towards Rapidmon, and here he is. So here is our second Rapidmon. He is just the regular art, but yes, that makes our second Rapidmon X. Wow, if we can get 2 more out of these 2 boxes, that will make a full 4 playset. Very nice. All right. I didn't actually keep track of our SRs, but I think we've hit all the ESRs that we are going to hit out of this box. So this is going to be just 2 rares. And that is another one, the Demon Wolf of 9 Castles, and Clamon. All right. So, since that was the first box, to kind of speed things along with the last 2 boxes, the way I'm going to start doing this now is I'll open the back, and I'm going to go ahead and just still keep it a surprise, but to speed things along, I'll just turn it backwards. I'm going to take the 2 cards in the back, slide them to the front, so that way I can't see them until I turn it around. And then I'll look at it, and I'll see what the rares are. And then, of course, the rest of it will just go into a pile to be sorted later. This way I can kind of speed along the video just a little bit, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you have probably already seen some of these box openings, and you probably don't want to be here all day watching me take my sweet time. So that's the way we're going to do it for these next two boxes. I tend to kind of make something along those lines my rule of thumb if I'm going to do these openings. Like the first batch, we'll go over it a bit more slowly so we can actually look at it. But then everything else we kind of just speed through. All right. And I'm going to make a little bit of room off to the side here. All right, so here we have the little promo pack that comes on top. I'll go ahead and just get that opened up right away and see what we get. And it is a Cupidmon. All right. Let's see. That stack seems a little uneven. I wonder. I'm being kind of OCD-ish right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then one more. Okay, so this actually goes over here. Sorry, I'm being kind of OCD-ish. I know, it's weird. All right, so we're going to start with the right-hand side of this box. All right, so here we go. Pretty much like I just now said, I'm going to open the pack, flip it around, move the two cards that are going to be the rares to the front, and got Impilgermon Dragon Mode and Climbon. All right, this one we got Trubimon X and Louie. We got the Digipolice option card and Tyrant Kabuteri, who is actually an SR. And you can't see it too well, I'm sure, but I'm kind of setting my SRs all into one pile, along with the secret rares if I pull any, or alt arts. And then just the regular rares are all in their own pile. Just my own little way of doing things. Alright, so this pack we have Salamon and Kosuke. We have Dark Germon and Pale Germon. Alright, two rares from the back go to the front, and Cody, and then the police card again. But yeah, I wanted to do this video sooner. I was out of town for a trip. These actually came out the day of release. Phoenixmon and Big Uko. And then when we came back home from being out of town, I told myself I was going to open this stuff that night, or at least the very next morning. And then the next morning, lo and behold, I was just terribly ill. I was like food poisoned or caught a bug or something, and I'm just now starting to get my strength back. Doro Goramon again, and oof, Yeesh, that's a face only a mother could love. Look at that. So it looks like our alt art for this box is going to be the big Ukomon. Oof. Ayah. I haven't actually watched the movie, but did he actually take on this form during the movie? Don't worry about giving me spoilers, but at the same time, don't give me spoilers and just answer yes or no. Did he actually end up looking like this in the movie? But yeesh. Alright, so there's our first alt art out of this box. Yeesh. Alright, Dark Digimon and then Hacker Judge. Tribumon X and ooh, Shroudamon. This is actually probably the ones I'm more excited about from this set. So we're going to take a moment to pause and take a look at him. So he digivolves from a level 5 with Pulsemon in text for a cost of 5. Otherwise, he costs 5 to digivolve into from a purple or yellow level 5. Interesting. When digivolving and end of attack, but once per turn. If you have 3 or more security cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7,000 DP for the turn. If you have 3 or fewer, delete one of their unsuspended Digimon. So sort of like Kazuchimon, if you were to be exactly 3, you get the best of both worlds. Alright. All turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect, if you have 3 or more security cards, by trashing the top card of your security stack, prevent it from leaving. So if this thing were to just be taken off the field by an opponent's effect, which means if they tried to digivolve it, I'm not sure about DP reducing because it's technically getting deleted by game rules versus mechanic, or just straight up deletion. You can trash the security and say no. He does have, on deletion, recover 1 until there are 3 cards in your security stack. So if you can actually digivolve up into this guy very quickly, you have a Digimon that is going to be a super sticky body, give you plenty of effects at the end of the attack phase. So yeah, very nice. I look forward to see if I can pull some more copies of him out of this set. Very nice. All right. We got another Tribumon and Cody and TK. Last pack from that side of the box. We got Spark of Fate, and then the Digi-Police card. Alright, so here we go. We're going into the last stack of that box. Last stack. Alright, so we got Arukenimon and Moemon, and another Chaosmon. We got Grand Quagamon Ace and the Demon Wolf of Castle of Nine Wolves. Phoenixmon Yoli and Kari. Davis and Ken and Spark of Fate. And Pilgrimon Fighter Mode Ace and Ugamon. Which, to be surprising, as much of a game changer as that Ugamon is, and how some of the other, rookies out of the past couple of sets have actually been SRs, I'm kind of surprised that Ugamon isn't an SR himself. Goldramon X and Arukeni and Mummymon. So we've seen a couple of copies of the Arukeni and Mummymon, but no Mallow Meyotismon yet. So, I don't know, I guess unless we start seeing some more copies of that, we may not be upgrading or building a new deck on that just yet. Dorgara and Hacker. I can say, though, that even though I've missed a couple of sets in terms of passing on them or just buying singles, and then I think the last set actually, ooh, here we go, got a new one that we haven't pulled yet, and that is Sylphimon. We'll take a look at her, and then I'll continue my train of thought. Or him, whatever. Let's see, DNA from a level 4 yellow and red, Partition. Has Partition built in as an inheritable, which is great. When digivolving, if DNA digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7,000 DP until the end of their turn. When digivolving and when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. So, very nice. But, where was my train of thought just now? Totally got distracted and forgot. Oh well. This is how these openings are going to be. You're just going to be dealing with my ramblings. Oop, speaking of which, forgot. Okay, so nothing game breaking right there. But, no, what I was saying before is, even though I'm not, like, super excited to be like, oh, I have to have, like, several of this set, I feel like at least the pull rates are doing better compared to stuff that I'd like to see. Because, speaking of which, compared to, like, say, the last set I did open, which was BT15. Okay, so here's Shakuamon finally here. Figures he'll be right behind the pack, behind Sylphimon. When DNA's from a level 4 and level 4 yellow-black, Partition. When digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon isn't affected by the effects of their Digimon. Then if DNA digivolving, place one of your opponent's Digimon with as high or lower a level as the number of cards in your or their security stack at the bottom of their security stack. Very wordy, but basically just means that when you DNA, whoever has the highest or lowest, depending on whatever situation the field has, and whoever has the most security or least security, whatever, you can bounce something. He has a ruled trait of Angel type and inheritable of Partition. So again, like I said, I think this set is mainly for toolboxy, like newer cards, like the whole giving the DNA Digimon from the O2 team these retweaks in terms of their colors and giving them all the partition as not only just built-in effects on the Digimon, but also as inheritables. Don't get me wrong, it is going to be a game changer in terms of how people actually proceed forward with DNA. But I don't think it's like super necessary. Like, you can still use the old stuff. And ooh, okay, apparently this box is going to be a double alternate art box, because our other alt art is Valkyriemon, the 1-star alt art. That does look pretty good. So, pretty nice. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. So there was that box. Only got one more box to go. Let's see. And just to kind of follow back up on what I mentioned before, is yes, I know there's a bunch of people that are big fans of Magnamon, the Vmon line, all that stuff. And I too, I do totally understand it. There's going to be fans of the main character type of thing from the old series. And I also get that there's going to be people out there who are maybe like in a play group of sorts who, you know, are kind of like in the mindset of once a certain person is into something, they feel like they can't like trademark infringe or whatever you might want to call it from someone else that's already playing that certain style of deck. Like, you know, I call dibs. Oh, man, I guess that means I can't play this. I don't really believe in that, but let's just say that my local group, Doraemon Egg, there's a guy in our group who is a huge all things Vmon fan. So if I had to pick between the two secret rare armor forms to try to pine after, I'm going to go after the one that he's not wanting. Just because. That makes my life a lot easier instead of trying to hunt it down. And there's our Ukamon. Again, I think they should have just made this Ukamon probably an SR, since they've already decided to roll out these last couple sets of rookies that are SRs that are kind of like have-to-haves for decks. But anyway. Phoenixmon, Mothermon. Coordinamon Ace, and ooh, okay, so this is gonna be definitely an alt art box, because our alt art right away for this one is Kosuke Kasaka. So that's pretty interesting. Granted, it's not an alt art I would like to have pulled, but it is what it is. And there's Doraemon and Salamon. Louie and Sylvimon again. So yeah, hopefully this third box kind of helps us round out some of the pieces that we might be missing. Pilgermon and Darkdermon. Otherwise, I guess I'll try and hit up my other people and see what they managed to pull. And there's Shakumon, so I think that's already brought us up to at least 2 of each of those guys. Pilgermon Fighter Mode Ace, and oh, this is a new one we haven't seen yet, and it is an SR. This is Digimon in red and purple colors. DNA's from a level 4 and red and purple. It has partition and it has raid. Interesting. When digivolving, if DNA digivolving, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with the free trait from your trash without paying the cost. Then one of your Digimon gains Rush for the turn and may attack a player. And he also has partition. I'm guessing him being in these particular colors, this is supposed to be for the red, purple, and Pilgermon that we got back from a previous EX set. So, again, I didn't really go for that particular set because I didn't see anything worthwhile to get. And also because at the time, before I even bought it, I was already hearing so many things about, I think it was EX3 is what it was, of EX3 just having so many misprints and just errors in the printing. It's like, okay, I don't want to go around having to reference this entire set just to figure out errors. So I skipped the majority of that set. There's Cherubi and Cody. Plus in that set, again, there wasn't anything that really struck my fancy to begin with. I mean, yes, I know you had the Lynx monsters, you had a couple of things from Rashidramon, Spark of Fate, and Police Department. But man, yeah, it looks like we're down to our last box, so I may not be upgrading or building another version. Oh, there's a Wormmon. But I may not be upgrading or building another version in general of my Yotasmon, at least not anytime right away. So I think even with BT16, when it came to my Yotasmon Ace, after buying 3 boxes, I only pulled 1 copy of him. Vikemon. The Demon Wolf of the Castle of Nine Wolves, and Clamon. Grand Kawaga and the Castle of Nine Wolves again. Davis and Ken, and ooh, here we go, copy number 3. This is a secret rare, and we already pulled the alt art. So that's it for this box in terms of any big hits. But hey, that's not bad. That means we've pulled at least 3 Rapidmon X's out of this box, or out of these boxes. So that's not bad. That is not bad at all. Okay, I'm pretty content with this box so far. Not a whole lot left to try and hunt down and get additional copies of at the moment. Would like to see some more copies of Shroudmon though. But at the same time, I'm sure Shroudmon is something that a lot of other people are going to be wanting to try out as well. Alright. We got Valkyremon again. So just to wrap up this video, when we do get done opening these, I'm going to go through my SRs. Because obviously they're the higher rarities. All alt arts and secret rares, and just kind of do a quick rundown and see just what we might be missing to complete some play sets for whatever future decks we're going to be tinkering with. But otherwise, yes, I'm pretty happy with this box. I still would like to have seen more Shroudmon, but it is what it is. All right. Digimon X, Louis. All right, we got 3 more packs left, and that will be the last box. All right. So let's see. Salamon, Kosaka. Grand Kawaga, Yoli. Alright. Last pack. Cody and oh, wow. Speak of the devil, literally. We were talking about how we probably won't be building or rebuilding Mallow Myotismon, and a little booger was in the last pack in the very last box. This is just like BT16 all over again. But let's see, what does he do since we have not seen him yet? When digivolving and when attacking, by deleting one of your Digimon or Tamers, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. This effect didn't delete an opponent's Digimon, delete one of their Tamers. All turns, once per turn, when an effect deletes one of your other Digimon or Tamers, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. And he is indeed an SR. So, that was all of the boxes. So yeah, I'm not too disappointed in that. I mean, I really can't be, especially since we now have 3 copies Rapidmon X. Let's see. We already know we're going to need more copies of him. The red and purple Dino Beamon, I really could go either way. We got the alt art of him. And just pardon me while I kind of sort through these a bit. And oh my god, again, A face only a mother could love. Yeesh. I mean, I'm sure there's a build for that deck. I'm just not sure at the moment of what that could be. But I'm sure there's a build based around him to make him work. I just can't really think clearly at the moment to know what that would be. All right. But yeah, we actually managed to pull an alt art and 2 regulars of Rapidmon X Antibody. And I'm just double checking my stack of just the rares to make sure I didn't accidentally put the SRs of anything in there. Because knowing me, while I was rambling, I might have accidentally put some stuff in the wrong spot. Oh, yep, I did. We put good old Doromon in the wrong spot. I'll keep checking this little pile to make sure we didn't put anything else in there it didn't belong. But nope, I think that was it. I think we kept it pretty on course, with the exception of just Doromon getting in the wrong spot. So, yep, I think that is it. Just gonna check the last couple. I'm pretty sure I started off doing this stuff correctly. La-di-da-di-da. Yeah. Okay, so yep, that is it. So in terms of what we might be missing, we could probably stand to have up to 2 more copies of Paildramon, 2 more copies of Sylphie and Shaku, 2 more copies of Vikemon, 1 more copy of Valkyriemon. Definitely going to need 3 more copies of both Meowthasmon and Shroudmon. Only 1 more if I want to go full playset of Rapidmon X. So yeah, all in all, when it comes to this set, pretty decent. Didn't leave a bad taste in my mouth, just like BT16 did. I wish I had recorded my pulls on that, because, oof. But anyway, thank you all for joining me here and watching the video. Stay tuned as I try to organize this stuff and hopefully come out with some more videos using the new stuff. I know I'll probably upload a couple more videos prior to BT16. If I need to, I will definitely go back and update some of my decks and then do videos on them. And I am hoping in the near future, once things have settled down a bit at work and my health, to try and start getting some video recordings of some actual gameplay, rather in real life or on the Digimon simulator. Again, thanks to Hong Zero. But until then, this has been Prodigious, and I will see you next time.